Okay, so I will start with the Monte Carlo method, and there are two types of methods to solve certain problems on physics. One methods which are deterministic, means we are very much sure about their nature, uh, but there are certain things in which we are not sure. They based on probability, and such methods are known as stochastic methods. So under this topic, uh, we are having this course is the list of topics which we have to discuss here. Let me talk about briefly it. So these are the topics which we are going to cover in this lecture, in the second part of this computational method. So first of all, we will talk about random numbers, right? And there are of different types of random numbers. Then pseudo random numbers. Pseudo means false, but they behave like actual. Okay, pseudo means false, but they behave as actual numbers are behaving, actual true numbers are behaving. So one thing is this, and then we will talk about pseudo random numbers, and then we will discuss certain methods to generate what we call these random numbers. How to generate these pseudo random numbers on computers. And then after the generation of these numbers, there is a need to test those random numbers, that whether the generated random numbers uh, are well qualified or not. Then we will talk about Monte Carlo method, and Monte Carlo method is also based upon random numbers or based on probability. And then we will use Monte Carlo method to study the random walk, radioactive decay simulation, right? Because if we are having a sample of radioactive substance, and that contains a large number of atoms, out of that large assembly of atoms, certain nuclei will decay and certain will not decay. Which will decay and which will not decay? Because whole of the sample will take infinite time to decay. So this is again probability based experiment, that out of a given sample, which atom or which nuclei is going to decay and which will not decay. Then we will try to find out the area of an irregular plane, how to use this to find out the area of irregular object or the irregular plane, or we can estimate the value of pi. And then we will utilize this method, Monte Carlo method, to find out the multidimensional integral, and we will talk about certain methods regarding that: variance reduction, importance sampling, and non-uniform randomness. And then we will talk about finally von Neumann rejection. So this is all about this course, right? So let me first of all talk about random numbers, that what are random numbers. So if we try to look at the Brownian motion, if we talk about motion of a drunkard, and there are so many other things which will happen in nature. Brownian motion means the motion of molecules, right? Say a molecule doesn't know where it is going to do. Either it may go this way, that way. It goes randomly. But in certain region, until unless some external agency is acting on it, but it always keep on moving. It's a Brownian motion, right? Then motion of a drunkard. A drunkard doesn't know where to go when he moves forward or he moves backward. This way, this way, this way, this way. He is moving forward, then forward, then forward, then forward, then forward, and then it comes back. So it's a such type of situation. It's again random. It's not biased. It's unbiased. He doesn't know that where to go. So there are so many different phenomena which are occurring in nature, and those are random. But even then there is some uniformity. But even then there is some informity. And what does that mean? Say, I blindfold a person and I asked him to blindly shot over this screen. So he will shoot in this way. Some shots will go here, 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 and so on, in this manner. But if the distribution of shots over whole of the screen is uniform, then I can say that is randomly shooting over it. But if his shots are somewhere concentrated, that means he is not shooting over it uniformly. Right? That's the meaning of. So if I try to look at this particular diagram, then these shots are somewhere here in this region. They are more concentrated over here, and this region is empty and this region is empty. So that means he is not throwing the shots over it, or he is not shooting over the screen randomly. It's somewhere biased. But if the pattern is again he is shooting more and more, and after some time we see that this screen is filled uniformly, then I can say that the numbers, these numbers, or the person, he is blindfolded, he is shooting the screen uniformly. That's the meaning of uniformity. Means a number which is not repeating itself, but its distribution is uniform over somewhere. Another way to look at the random number, if I ask you to write down the random numbers. So if you are having a book and then I will ask you that open certain page and say I have certain book and it has 1000 pages. I ask you that open some, say 759 is the page number you open first of all, right? This is one random number, but I want to restrict myself to 0 and 1. So I will divide it with the total number of pages. So 0.759. So 0.759 is one random number. But after that, I will ask you open another page. So it is 236. Again divide. And so on. We are getting a large number. Large numbers are available and they are randomly. And if I write down these numbers, then these can be treated as random numbers. But one thing is that these numbers keep on repeating themselves. कुछ number खुद को क्या करेंगे? They will repeat themselves time and again. That's another possibility. So That means they're not true random numbers. So what is a true random number? If I talk about random number, so what is a true random number? One thing, it is unpredictable and they cannot be reproduced, unreproducible. Okay? So such numbers are known as true random numbers. So let me try to write down or let me try to classify random numbers in two different ways. So random numbers are of two types. Simply, one number is known as true random number, one type is true random number, and another is known as pseudo random number. So what is a true random number? It means a single number is never a true random number. A sequence of number is said to be a true random number. A single number is never a true random number, but a sequence of numbers can said to be a true random number. That means I am not talking about a single number, but it's a true random numbers or the pseudo random numbers. There is a difference. So let me talk about first of all true random number. So a sequence of true random numbers is unpredictable and cannot be reproduced. So as I asked you to, if we want to generate a random number, so I told you that open your book and say open one page unbiasedly, and the page which will open, if we divide it by total numbers, the random number will be generated because its behavior is random. If you are opening the book unbiasedly, in unbiased manner, but the problem with that, after some time, numbers keep on repeating. Means they are reproduced. So that means that's not a true random number. One thing is that, right? So random numbers kya hua phir? So unpredictable means we do not know which will come out. And next possibility is that they cannot be reproduced. If one number is come out, then that cannot be come up in future. That's the nature of this true random number. But we cannot produce true random numbers. Nature can produce, but we cannot reproduce. So what we do, we will try to generate random numbers, but they are not actually true random numbers, but they behave like true random numbers and are known as pseudo random numbers. They are behaving like that, but they are not true random numbers, right? Because it's very difficult to generate true random numbers. So we will talk about true random numbers. So these are known as pseudo random numbers. So next is the pseudo random numbers. So what are these numbers? As we cannot reproduce true random numbers, so we will try to produce random numbers using certain computer programs or any other method, but they are like true random numbers, but not exactly true random numbers, right? So these are known as pseudo random numbers. So there are different methods to generate pseudo random numbers, right? So, or in computers there are built-in pseudo random number generators or random number generators. So we simply so in future lectures, if I talk about random numbers, so that means I am simply talking about the pseudo random numbers, and these random numbers are generated in computer using various algorithms, and there are built-in random number generators inside various languages. So I will also talk about those later on. So what should be the property of these pseudo random numbers? The important property is that they must be uniform. One property, they must be random, and another thing, they must be uniform. Uniformity should be there. So as I talk about here, yes, here I talk about this. Here the numbers are random, but they are uniform in nature, right? This is the property they must obey. Then there are certain methods to uh, design or sorry, not design, but to generate random numbers. So one is the mid square generator. One method is mid square generator method. Mid square generator method. So it's a very interesting method. So if I take any 4-digit number, you can use your calculator to do design this mid square generator. Say any number of 4 digits. Number of 4 digits. So what is any number of 4 digits? This number and up to 9. And I will take the square between these. I will avoid this number due to some reason, because if I take it square, because what we have to do, we have to chop off. So say if I take it square, then it is 1 2 3 6, and I will chop off this and chop off this, then it's a 0. I will avoid this number, right? One thing is that, otherwise I have to reject that number. So if I take a number 4375, let us take it square. What is it square? 4375 square is what? 4375, it's square 4375, and it is 19140,625. I will chop off these two numbers and I will get a new number. Means I started with this number and I got a new number, and then I will again square it. And what is it square? What is it square? What? 1976836. Sure, it's 7 digits. यही आ रहा है. Okay. So let it be like this, 01976, right? So I will chop off this, I will chop off this, and it will be this one. So what is it? 9768. Take it square again. Take it square again. 95413 I will chop off it and chop off it, right? So here I got a random number. I started 4375, then I got a number this one, then 9768, then again this number 4138. So it is 4138, and you will take it square. And what is it? 17123 So I will chop off this and this. So 1230. Sorry, not 1230, but 4138, and another number is 1230. So these are the numbers which I am getting, but I require a number which is lying between 0 and 1, right? That is more preferable. So what do we do? Because I want to relate this number with probability in later. So that means I require a number which is lying between 0 and 1. So what I will do, I will divide this by 10,000. So if I divide it by 10,000, then I am getting this number. So it is, so, and these all numbers so generated, they are random in nature. And this method is known as mid-square generator method. So I will take a 4-digit number and I will take it square and then chop off the last 2 digits, and then the number which I am remaining, I will again take it square and then again do the same thing, means chop off the two digits from the left hand side and the right hand side of that new number, and then again take the square, and so on. And what I did, the number so generated, then again divided by 10,000, so that we are getting a number between 0 and 1, and this method is known as mid-square generator method, right? So these numbers so generated, they are known as random numbers. This is the one method to develop this method. To develop random numbers, or to generate random numbers. So this is all about this one method, and this is very interesting method. Then another method is very interesting, that is known as multiplicative congruential generator. Next method is multiplicative congruential generator. And this is most commonly employed, and it was suggested by D. Lamarr. This method is suggested by D. Lamarr. So the recursion relation which it will use, xi plus 1 is equal to axi modulo m. What is modulo? And this a and m, they are known as magic numbers. And how to choose this a and m? And this xi is known as seed x, not xi, but we have to initialize with x naught, and this x naught with which I am starting means with which I am starting, it is known as seed. And the choice of the seed A and M are very important. And to achieve a good random number, there are certain conditions which must be obeyed. And what are those conditions? One thing is that M should be prime. M should be prime. And A should be positive primitive root of M. And it is indeed difficult to guess. So some of the magic numbers used in the literature में different books में या different programs के लिए different ये seeds का लोग use करते हैं. And so first है example that M is 2 raised to power 35 plus 1. Right, 2 raised to power 35 plus 1, and A, and its value will be 34359,738, and it is 369. Then its value will be this one, and the value of A will be 23. The value of A will be 23. Or there is another choice that M should be 2 raised to power 35 minus 31, and A is equal to 3125. So there are different choices available to us. Then how things will start? So I am not taking this such a large number, but let us take a prime number, any prime number. So let us choose certain numbers, and 41 is a prime number. So let us choose M is equal to 41 and A is equal to what? Let us take it as 19. So multiply 41 into 19, what we are getting? Sorry, but xi, right? So xi is any seed. Say let me call it as x naught. X naught is equal to 19. Just a minute. Let me, because my formula is xi plus 1 is equal to axi modulo m. So A I am choosing it as say 23. Let us imagine, and xi I am choosing as sorry, x naught I am choosing as say 19. So if 23 into 19 is what? 143. Okay, it is 437. That's what I am getting. Okay. So ax naught is what? 437 modulo m. You can divide it with modulo. So say let us divide it with the 50. What I have chosen, let me choose it 41. So let us divide it by 41. So if 437 is divided by 41, what you are getting? Remainder. We require remainder. Because modulo means remainder. 27. So now you are getting 27. This is the xi. So this is what? So x1 क्या आ गया आपके पास? Now x1 is 27. Right? So now you will start this with this. So next is what? This is A. A is fixed. So it is now 23 into 27 divided by 41. And tell me what is the remainder? It is remainder basically. Modulo m means it is the remainder. So now what is the remainder in this case? Remainder is 6, right? And then you will, now but we require a number that is lying between 0 and 1. So what we will do, we will divide this with this m again. Then and only then it lies between 0 and 1, right? So here 27 is divided by 41 and 6 is divided by 41 and so on. We keep on doing in this manner and we will get a random number. So mostly people use either this or mixed multiplicative congruential methods. So I will talk about that later on. So this is the beginning of this, right? But we will take such a large number, not these such small numbers. But this is a way that how people will generate random numbers. These are certain methods. Clear? Squid out. Okay. Then there is another method that is known as mixed multiplicative congruential generator. Next method is mixed multiplicative congruential generator. So it's again similar method, but xi plus 1 must be equal to axi plus c. C is some another number and we will take its modulo. Modulo means the remainder which we are getting. That's the meaning of it, modulo, right? So here there are certain magic numbers which people prefer. So A is basically 1317. This is just simple example. C is 3917 and M is equal to 713, and seed with which we are starting means x naught. The value of x naught must be equal to 7361. So you can do little algebra with all these numbers and try to find out what numbers you are getting, right? So do little algebra. At least you will try to find out 5 numbers and then I will list all those numbers, right? You will use these numbers, right? Can you do it? Okay, so try to do it and then we will discuss it after that what results we are getting. So this is mixed multiplicative congruential generator method, and this is its iteration formula which people will use, and these are the certain initiators A, C and M. These are certain magic numbers and this is the seed. These are known as some magic numbers to perform this operation. So try to do it. So as we start with this seed, the next number xi plus 1 which I am getting means this is x naught, this is x1. Then I will start with this number, then I will get x2, and then I will start with this number, then I am getting x4 and so on. So these are the numbers which I am getting. So you can convert these numbers into fraction. So you can divide it with this m. So if I divide it with them, you will get certain numbers which are lying between 0 and 1, right? So you can convert those into decimals. So this is a way that how we look at the different or we generate different types of random numbers. So different programming languages have different random numbers, built-in random numbers, or you can generate your own random numbers using some uh, program. If you know some method like mixed multiplicative congruential method or multiplicative congruential method or anything else, right? So that's all for today's lecture.